Hello and welcome, Mr. Taffy here. Ever since I published the Street Fighter 6 deep dive video recently, there was a ton of new information that came out hours later. Goes to show that Capcom still can't keep a secret wrapped up. See Street Fighter Cross Tekken or Marvel vs. Capcom for proof of that, among others. Nonetheless, there's a ton of information that came out and I'll give my thoughts about it as KKP's resident fighting game guru. Now, this video will contain information that's considered spoilers, so here's a warning. 3, 2, 1, fight! The recent roster leak online on 4chan and Twitter has showcased 22 playable fighters total. Officially, we have seen Ryu, Luke, Chun-Li, and newcomer Jamie, who fights using Kung Fu similar to Yin and Yang from Street Fighter 3, but with a drink buff mechanic a la Shundi from the Virtua Fighter series. Here's the rest, starting with the returning World Warriors from Street Fighter 2. So we've got Ken, who looks like Mark of the Wolves Terry. According to new lore from the same guy who leaked the roster info, he has now fallen on hard times as his wife Eliza left him and took his kid Mel. Why? Because he wanted to be like Ryu in terms of strength and fighting, finding the true strength and whatnot, to the point of obsession. In his story mode, characters like Sean from Street Fighter 3 and Laura from Street Fighter 5 will make a cameo and will probably be involved in his character arc. He even has problems unleashing his flames from his shuriken. Yikes. We also have Cammy making a comeback. Recently, leaked footage showcased her super in display, which is a modified version of a cross-stinger assault. The same footage has shown her in the new blue civilian outfit with pants, and a classic one-piece Delta Red uniform. This proves that Street Fighter 6 will have alternative outfits and classic outfits galore. Whether they're unlockable in-game, available from the get-go, or part of the future microtransaction Whether they're unlockable in-game, available from the get-go, or part of a future microtransaction plan remains to be seen. We have Zangief, who is now sporting wrestling pants that are white and red. There's Dalsim, still in yellow, has stretchy limbs still. E Honda, who now has a black garb, still, mostly with body, he's still muscular and big and fat. We got Blanca, Guile, who is wearing blue army clothes, and DJ, who is now in green Jamaican flag colors. Other characters making a comeback include Juri from Street Fighter 4, Rashid and Ed from Street Fighter 5, and Akuma, who now looks like he came out from both Monster Hunter and the Asura's Wrath. Now, let's focus on the brand new characters making a debut in the Street Fighter universe. We have the Billboard lady Marissa from Italy. She's the biggest fighter of the lot, and it's an MMA garb as well as with some jewelry around her for some reason. There's Mimi from France, decked out in blue and with a white judo gi. We have Lily from Mexico. She's short, has Native American garb, and carries 2 war clubs. My prediction is that she's from T-Hawk's village, or at least knows him, and learned a few tricks and moves from him. I suspect she might be a small character who acts as a grappler, one of those surprise funny characters Capcom likes to make in the Street Fighter games. Now, Street Fighter has a legacy of characters who look funny, act funny, and behave differently from how they look, like Rufus or El Fuerte. Funny joke characters who aren't really jokey when you fight against them. We have JP, an old gentleman who hails from Russia. He has a cane and has a cape. We have Kimberly from America, and she looks like a modern ninja type character. Walkman, orange garb, looks kinda ninja-ish. I think she's like a stealthy, rushdown kind of character, like a hipper Hokutomaru. I suspect she's a pupil of either Zeku or Guy from the Final Fight games. Last but not least, we have Aki from China, who is probably from the same clan Fang from Street Fighter 5 is in. Except here she looks more serious, badass, and competent. So who is absent here? Well, we talked about Dan and li-fen from the previous video. They're not really in the roster as we speak. Either the two are exclusive in the game's World Tour story mode, or the leaked roster list is not complete, missing a few key additions here and there. And if you noticed, there aren't any Street Fighter Alpha or Street Fighter 3 characters. My guess, they're gonna be DLC post-launch. In any case, this piece of news got everybody on Twitter hyped up for the game even more, even if it's kinda deflated the hype building in the long term. It does suck that Capcom's marketing plan for the game needs to be accommodating all these cock-ups, but to be fair, these designs look really awesome. So yeah, great job to the team in capturing the golden age spark of 90s Capcom with these costumes and character designs. S-Rank, A++. Pat yourselves on the back. Remember when I said in the last video that the game's HUD is going to be unchanged? Well, I was right. Health bars at the top, the drive gauge bar is at the bottom of the health bar, and your super meter will be at the bottom of the screen. What's interesting is that the left side is colored blue while the right side is colored red. Given the whole blue versus red multiplayer thing going on, I'm not sure if it's needed since there are only 2 fighters active in the match. But it does look interesting. I just hope the developers learn their lessons from Street Fighter Cross Tekken and not make the most important element in a fighting game match obscured and confusing. Now let's talk multi-platform. So Street Fighter 6 will be out for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PC. This makes the game multi-platform. Will there be crossplay for all consoles the game is on? Well, if the game wants to be really big and have everyone unite under the Street Fighter competitive banner regardless of platforms, they better work on that. And also put in rollback netcode for multiplayer online fighting. They gotta work on that. I mean, they should know better anyway. And now, to fight for the future. We still have a bunch of unanswered questions. Will Street Fighter 6 be a retail game? Will it go free to play with the League of Legends model? Or even have the Killer Instinct model where you can either play it for free with a weekly randomized roster selection or pay full price for the full game? Despite the leaks, who is to say that that's the whole roster? Capcom may have more characters up its sleeve. Will the game have DLC in the form of season passes? How will single player world tour mode pan out? How will it affect multiplayer in terms of bonuses and unlockables? Will we have more Final Fight characters popping up here and there? Is Mike Hagar really dead? We'll find out more closer to 2023, but in any case, this all looks very bright and promising. I, however, will still stick to my previous opinion that the game should take its time in coming out as a full package, at the very least in the late half of 2023. And that's it for the leftover info I didn't touch on in my previous Street Fighter 6 video. And if you like video features like these, do like and subscribe to our channel and shuriken that notification icon. We post new content every week. See ya and keep on fighting the good fight.